Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be interviewing a Kickstarter.
Well, no, we're not going to interview the Kickstarter. We're going to interview the designer of the Kickstarter,
which I am super excited about because we got to play a small demo. It was not long enough of Lunar Rush. So we'll be doing some questions and answers. So we're super excited about today.
This is Stephen Brown, the designer of the game. So welcome to the channel, Stephen. Glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And so tell us a little bit about your game. I know we know about it, but our viewers probably don't. So let's get them acquainted with it.
Sure thing. So it's at the big picture, it's a simultaneous worker placement game, a Euro, if you will, cube pusher. It's for 1 to 4 players. It can be played against 1 or 2 AIs. So a 2-player game, if you want another player in there, you can bring a AI in. And it can also be cooperative. You can play 2 people versus 2 AIs, which is unusual for co-op games or for Euro games. So the main thing of the Euro game is you are owner of a moon base. And on that moon base, you'll be doing worker placement and upgrading your moon base to generate different lunar resources. The other twist to the game, if you will, is you have to ship things up to the moon and down from the moon. And with that, you have a choice of you can either get stuff faster, but less of it, or you can get stuff slower and more of it. Both sending stuff up, which the faster you get stuff, the faster you can get more workers, the faster you can upgrade your buildings, the faster you can do stuff like that. As far as shipping down, the reason you hear about shipping down is there's a market. And for the most part, as more stuff is sold in the market, the worse the price gets. So you want to get your stuff down first so it can sell for better prices. And so there's that whole push-pull of which to pick. And finally, with that last part of how do you get to choose who picks which route first is a bidding mechanic. And in this bidding mechanic, you are bidding your victory points. So that becomes very interactive with your players. Do I really need to pick the route first? Do I think they're going to pick the route I want anyway? Can I bid less and still get first pick? Can I bid less and let them pick and I'll still get what I want? So there's a lot of fun mechanic with that part in the bidding. And I hear so many oohs or ahs in the bidding process when they see they overpaid for something or just underpaid for something. That's always fun. You don't often hear a lot of oohs and ahs with Euros.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting mechanics that I saw actually in the gameplay is actually the timing mechanism. Because like you said, trying to get stuff up and down. And I've noticed that I myself like those timing mechanisms because it's a very long-term strategy on, okay, yeah, do I get my resources now or do I bank on building up so right when I get it, I have everything I need. So I actually loved that mechanic because I think a lot of people don't play enough with time, right? And having those sets, because you see it in some of like my favorite, like Zolkin and some other things like that. So I was super excited to kind of experience that in kind of a different way. And I really appreciated that. What was something that kind of stood out for you, Randy?
Well, I mean, it's not that it stands out because there's a lot of games that do it, but we like when they do it, which is the market fluctuating. Yes. We played several games in the last year that have had that mechanic in them. And that's one of our favorite mechanics.
Because I think it's true. I think it's very true.
It's very lifelike.
That was really a really good touch as well, because it did feel like you were running, a business. And it's something I've been kind of jonesing for, to find a game that's like that. And I think this is definitely one of those. And so I was really super excited to play.
Yeah.
Now, theme wise, what made you choose like kind of the moon base, or kind of what was your thoughts around that?
So I've always loved space. I went to space camp as a kid, that dorky kid. I studied space in school. I work in the space industry for the last over 20 years. And so I like space. And what I dislike is a lot of games either play too fast and loose with space, or their tables and charts and sheets, and it's just, why are you sucking all the fun out of it? So one of the things with each of my games I designed so far is I'm always generally the starting point of each game is a thing about space I want to explore. And this one I absolutely went with, it is absolutely realistic that for the same amount of fuel, I could get people faster to the moon, but less stuff, or I could take a much slower, longer route and get more stuff for the same amount of fuel. So that is a true mechanic, true real life orbit dynamics. And so that was the starting part of this game. The other thing I really care about is when I play with the Hungry Gamer's wife, and I play Ticket to Ride with her, she's very particular. If you take a route and you don't really use it, you just took it to take it from her, she's not happy. She's not happy, and she's not going to play with you anymore.
I feel her pain. I feel her pain.
Right. But if you took it and you're using it, then you took it because you needed it, not to deny her.
Yeah.
And that's something I've actually really consider my games to make sure that it's a lot less of to take that mechanic, meanness mechanic, that anytime someone does something, you could think because they're being mean to you or because they needed it. Right. You don't really know unless they're yelling at you, you won't know. And so I'm always focused on that. And the last thing I focus on is the simultaneousness. I have a 12-year-old daughter. She doesn't want to wait. Waiting 5 minutes for her turn, she'll go do something else. So I think that's really important there. And all that kind of worked together with how this game came about.
Yeah. No, I now that you mentioned that, I really see that when after playing the game that really is it, because my ADD kicks in and me waiting on him is like way too long. So no, I can greatly appreciate it because it significantly reduces my wait time.
I think I get a bad rep. I don't think that I'm that bad.
Right.
But one of the things that we didn't talk about that I really enjoy in all games, but in particularly it was in yours, was engine building. As far as you get your personal board, you can build it the way you want it to build. And I really appreciate that in a game because it lets me establish my own unique function, but yet we all start out very similar. Because one of the challenges I see is there's the variable player powers is getting them balanced. Well, here, that when you start out with a level playing field, but you can change it to be the way you want it to be. I really enjoy those kinds of games way more. So yeah, that was something cool about the game, I guess.
Yeah, no, and I think it's I think that's part of the whole building mechanism that I truly appreciate in games is when you can truly build and kind of get that kind of feeling that you're creating something. And that's something that I definitely felt in the game, which that's one of the great things I love. It felt like I was running a business, trying to plan accordingly. And because it's weird, I do that in real life, but no, it was really, really good. And I really enjoyed it to think, to kind of see that. So when is this coming to Kickstarter? I'm dying to know. Like I was itching for it when I heard about it. I was like, when do I sign up?
I can narrow it down.
Okay.
But the publisher, they decided, they haven't completely told me. We narrowed it to September.
Okay.
So September, they are, I don't know all the stretch goals. I don't know the play. I don't know a lot of that kind of detail. They keep me very informed of a lot of things, but some of the stuff is absolutely their lane and they deal with. But September is Kickstarter. And if you go to their website, and I guess you guys probably link it on the thing for them, you can sign up for emails. And I know they're going to be starting to share stuff and, of course, share all the pictures and good stuff from Gen Con. First con I get to go to as a designer with my game, so that's exciting. And just actually seeing in person is exciting because I actually designed it completely in TTS.
Okay.
This one actually came about mostly during the height of the pandemic, and so TTS was a way to go. And it's a lot of pieces. There's a lot of bits. Little hard to make in person. And so this one actually, I never held a physical prototype till they made one.
Yeah.
So it's exciting for me to actually play with it at a table. So
do you have any insight, because we're piece snobs here, we have actually one of our sections of our website is devoted to games for piece snobs. It's just a whole category. Do you have any insight as to what the quality of the components is going to look like? What are the, is it going to be resin? Is it going to be shaped objects that look similar to the different items that you're developing?
So I know they absolutely want to do that. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that or if we have to reach certain levels or what. I definitely know they want to do a regular and deluxe because that's part of the fun of Kickstarter, right? I mean, if you just get the regular box for a little bit of discount, right? But I'm going to be a little surprised too. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. I don't know all of it, but they absolutely want to do it right. They absolutely want to have, some good pieces, which is why they've been practicing these pieces. They've been costing these pieces. So I'm hoping we'll have some really nice bits to push around on these ships.
Cool. So what do you think is the most exciting thing about this game for you, or something that you hope people see as they play this game?
Oh, well, you know, that's hard because this, you know, most of the times I've seen people play, it's people I know. So it's, you know, they're not going to say it's bad, or they're not going to, you know, and when they say great, I always take it with a grain of salt because I know them, right? You know, as Hungry Gamer said his review 10 times, right? He's my brother, so he kind of has to like it, you know, even if he doesn't like it. But I think for me, it's going to be exciting when I'm not demoing, when I see it in the wild, right? When I just walk by and somebody's playing it on a table, it wasn't part of, you know, Dead Alive's table or it organized, it's just in the wild and people are playing it and having fun. I think that's going to be incredibly exciting to me.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to have it at our table.
Yes.
Like I said, that was the one at Origins. I was like, that one I want. Like,
and it was a complete blind sign up because we had no idea when we were talking with different vendors. You know, they were like, well, we got these 2 games available to you, and I was like, well, one of them's a miniatures game. We don't play miniatures games that often, but the other one sounds like it might be something we might be interested in. I like space games, and she likes the ones that are, you know, the resource constraints and all of that. So
I like building.
Yeah, and likes building. So I'm like, all right, we'll give this one a try. And she fell in love with it. I liked it a lot. You know, I mean, it was just a complete surprise. So you know, I think there were 2 on our most anticipated list that were just complete surprises. We had no idea.
And this is one of them. And so we were super excited that you come want to talk to us about it, because it's just something I'm looking forward to, backing and supporting your game.
So
well, that's fantastic. And I'll tell you, I mentioned it before. It's so exciting to me to have true game aficionados, game lovers, right? You know, 3,000 games you're working through, and to like it and enjoy it, because you know that's the reason to do it. It's you know, there's a lot of time, energy, frustration, and sometimes it's pain, you know, when something you try just does not work and it's a complete and total failure, and you got to roll back and toss a bunch of cards you just cut and everything else. And so it's exciting to have, you know, people who you don't have to say any of this, right? And so that's really exciting to see people try it and like it. And I was thrilled to be on here because, you know, this is a thing I think as more people get a chance to try it, if we can get people to see it, I think they're going to like it.
Yeah. How many other games have you produced, and what are some of those names so we can kind of go look for those?
So this is my first published game. So this is my first.
Okay.
I took a chance with Dead Alive. This is their first board game. Like you said, they've done miniature game, and so they know how to get things done. I mean, that's really complicated to get done, but this is their first board game, and this is my first published game. So we've been doing that together and finding a way through the process. I have other games. This was my 3rd design game, but first signed. And I'm going to continue trying to hopefully get some of the designs. So if there's a publisher watching you, I have other designs.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to stop by and talk about your game and introduce us to it. Like I said, I'm super excited. I can't wait to back it in September. Anything else to add, Randy?
No, I mean, I'm just happy when you're happy, and I'm looking forward to meeting you at it. So, and taking my dear sweet time doing it.
I don't think that's going to happen. Taking your sweet time, yes, that will
definitely happen. Yeah. Yes, I know.
I just think that he gave you all those resources because you didn't have any, and he was just like, "You got plenty." I'm like, "I planned for those." But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, guys, so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you'll come hang out with us again on our channel. And
subscribe. The button's right over there somewhere.
I forgot to say that at the beginning. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.